In today's video, I'm going to help you decide what weapon you should use in Deepwoken. A quick disclaimer, while I have spent a lot of time going through leaks, I can't say for sure I've been through them all. So if there are any I missed that you know of and have images of, make sure to leave a comment. And while you're down there, why not like and subscribe? It doesn't hurt you, but it definitely helps me. With that, let's get straight into the video. Weapons seem to be split up into three main categories, these being one-handed, two-handed, and one or two-handed weapons. One or two-handed basically just meaning you can either, let's say, take a katana. You could have two katanas at once, or you could put both hands on one katana. While you can only have one weapon equipped if it is only two-handed, say the weapon's weight is too great, you can have two weapons equipped if they're both one-handed weapons, giving a lot more of a diverse player base since there's so many more options to choose from, as long as they're balanced. Now let's get into the most fun part of the video, actually going over the weapons, starting off with... Swords are a staple of any fighting game, so you know Deepwoken has a few of them. From the images on screen, we have the basic broadsword, a cutlass, and a katana. Each sword seeming to fit into one or two-handed weapon category. Most likely the average for both swing speed and damage per M1, with the cutlass and katana being variants of the broadsword, meaning they either have faster M1s while dealing less damage or dealing more damage while having slower M1s. Either way, these weapons will most likely be the average weapon everybody chooses. Obviously you'll have a mass majority of people who will choose to use other weapons from along down the line. And of course there's going to be a lot of people who combine this weapon with other weapons, like let's say a flintlock and a sword, something we have seen. With that, let's move on to the next weapon. Blunt weapons are anything that leaves a big bruise behind. From the leaks I've seen, we have three types. Number one being your fist, the thing everyone will start off with, but will most likely have some progression tied to it to gain a fighting style for a more developed version of it. The next weapon is a short handle hammer. This seems to be in the one-handed category as we see the person use it with a flintlock pistol. As for the final weapon, it's a long version of it, a long handle version that seems to be two-handed. From the image on screen right now. All of these weapons seem like they make sense. It's definitely an interesting thing to go for, but there are a lot less than probably swords and any other category. But still, these weapons will most likely deal the most damage, except in Fist's case. Probably speed is the thing that Fist will be known for, while the two-handed hammer and the little hammer will both deal big amounts of damage while having slower attack speed. These are your medium ranged weapons, a pole, trident and spear, all seeming to give extra range than the other weapons, but all seem to be two-handed, meaning you can't have two if you want to run these. But who needs two swords when you can have one pokey stick that takes someone's eye out from 10 feet away? These are definitely useful weapons in their own right, most likely having pretty reasonable attack speed, probably faster than your average sword, and dealing a pretty nice amount of damage. The only downside to using these weapons is most likely that once people actually get close range enough to use shorter range weapons, like let's say a dagger, you're gonna have a bad time. Guns and daggers are kind of opposite ends of the spectrum, but I'm editing this at 5 AM and I want to go to sleep, so I'm putting them together. Guns are probably the same range as around a spear would be, but take up the one slot category. Maybe you'll have to reload and that's their downslide, but it doesn't seem so. It seems that you can fire them as much as you want, and then maybe after 10 shots you have to wait a certain amount of time for them to finish. I don't know. Either way, they are definitely a good weapon until someone gets close enough to stab you with a dagger. On to daggers. Daggers, I couldn't really find that many pictures of. I could only find one from the source I was using. And again, 5 AM, I'm not going to go looking for more. I'm sure there is plenty more, because there is Krollo's dagger in the game currently. But I'm not going to go look for the picture. I know it's out there, but I'm really tired. Daggers are obviously a close range weapon that will probably have extremely high attack speed, but really lack in the damage department. You can kind of be like Thorfinn though from Vinland Saga, and that's what I'm going for. In this category, I'm just putting some random thoughts in, and just some final little bits. Obviously magic's in this category because you'll probably need a hand to use some sort of spells, and maybe you get a bonus action of using more spells if you free up a hand to use them. Or maybe you can just use spells even if you've got two-handed weapons on them. I'm not sure, but it'll definitely be cool to see them. Obviously we also have potions from Agamatsu's video. I'm not going to get a picture of that because again, I'm really tired. And for a final one, we have cannons on ships. Cannons, while you won't be able to carry them around, almost said cannon them around, god, trying to get those puns in. You will still be able to use them as a weapon, so I wanted to include them here. But that's kind of it. I hope you enjoy, and leave a comment down below saying what weapon you want to use. With that, peace. Bye.